guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pajon Monye. As you guys can tell by the title, today is going to be a story time. Yes, another story time. I asked on my Instagram, as always. If y'all don't know, follow me on Instagram, as I do ask for y'all input on a lot of my videos and a lot of things that I do. I put a poll up of what type of story time you guys want to hear. Options were either crashed my mom's car story time or getting fired from Victoria's Secret. So I finally made my decision, and I'm going to do the getting fired from Victoria's Secret because you guys voted for that. And also when I did go on my Instagram live, you guys said y'all wanted to see that. Let's just jump straight into the story time. Let's see. This story time started in 2019. I'm gonna say April. I got hired at this Victoria's Secret. This wasn't my first time working at Victoria's Secret. My previous Victoria's Secret job was at Atlantic Station. If you guys are familiar with Georgia, Atlanta, you guys know what I'm talking about. But my first time working at a Victoria's Secret was at Atlantic Station. Then I went back to school and I came back home probably like semesters later. So I applied to work at a different Victoria's Secret. This time I got hired at the bigger one, and if y'all know which one I'm talking about, then yeah, let's just keep it there. I got hired at this Victoria's Secret. I really applied to this one because out of all the ones in Georgia, Atlanta, or whatever, this is the one that was paying the highest because they're the biggest. They get a lot of attraction just by them being in the mall, and yeah. The interview process went pretty well. It was kind of different because I'm used to going to an interview where, you know, you actually go into the business and you go personally one-on-one talk to a manager or whatever. Instead of going inside of the actual Victoria's Secret store, we sat outside in like the middle of the mall, basically. So the store is on this side, and across from it is like seating area. So this is where we sat to do our interview process. I could tell by the amount of people there that was being interviewed, as well as me, that they pretty much needed a lot of people. It was females, males, whatever. They started asking us questions, you know, like what would make you hire, you know, what would make us hire you, and what's your work qualities? Are you a team worker? Blah, 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 blah. I say all that to say, basically, all of us got hired literally on the spot. It was no problem. The managers was pretty cool. The girls that we came in with, well, you know, everybody that we basically started with was pretty cool. So that was a good thing. I was like, oh, wow, like this interview was like pretty quick. You know, whatever. Pretty much all of us got hired except for this one guy. They told us that as well. They told him, they took all basically the girls in the store to start like filling out, you know, like all your information, first name, last name, email, all of that type of stuff, right? Cool. Then they left him outside, I guess, to tell him that, you know, he wasn't gonna get hired. So the other assistant manager came back in. We finished filling in all our information, setting up times when we could come in to start our training and, you know, the modules or whatever you want to call them. Deal with customers, talk to customers, work on registers, work with people, and fold panties. Like, you know, that they just taught you basic things. And again, by me already worked at a Victoria's Secret before, I pretty much knew all of this stuff. So this wasn't nothing to me. I just want another job with a higher pay, girl. Like, why not? One thing I did notice about this particular Victoria's Secret, I feel like they weren't really good with communicating, which led to the end result of me not working there. So start working there, everything was cool. Like, everything was cool. Most times you do have to fix your availability, because if you don't fix your availability and just keep it open, basically like from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., they will schedule you just like that. You guys may look like, how is Victoria's Secret gonna schedule from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m.? Well, honey, you can work that late at Victoria's Secret, and you can work that early at Victoria's Secret. I'm gonna give y'all a little background on what my schedule kind of consisted of while I was working there. So while I was working there, I had some morning shifts. And when I say morning, I mean, y'all, like crack of the sun, all of that morning. Like I meant I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, used to leave out by 3:30 to make it to my job to clock in at 5 a.m. Then I had some shifts where those 5 a.m. shifts to like 1 o'clock in the evening shifts or 2 o'clock in the evening shifts would be basically like shipment. So even though that's not your only position in Victoria's Secret is shipment, but you know, they had everybody rotating basically, especially if your availability wasn't during a certain time, being that most of us just got hired on, we had open availability. Like, why wouldn't we? Cool. Other times I'll work on the floor. You know, you can work on the floor from probably the opening, which is like 8, 9, and then to closing 11, 12. And when I say really, if you say you get off at 11, you really probably getting off at 12 because of the whole process of closing the store. So if you are part of the group that's closing the store, you won't be leaving until 12, meaning y'all have to fold every penny on that table. And when I say the job was so tedious with folding these pennies, that's probably the only part that kind of would like piss you off, because it's like, yo, you steady folding these pennies, organizing these pennies, got to pull them back on pink side, they got to bring them back to the Victoria's Secret side. Like, it's a lot, because 9 times out of 10, customers come in there, they'll pick up stuff and go to one side of the store. They probably don't want that stuff no more because they saw the other stuff on that side of the store and they'll leave it. So we'll have to, you know, steady like go back and forth and basically like cleaning up after people constantly. That's just the only thing I could not deal with. Like, no. It would definitely get on your nerves if you were a person closing, because you had to make sure the full, every panty table in Victoria's Secret was straightened. Everyone, every last one, right? Cool. I used to sell panties, whatever. I really never had a problem working at Victoria's Secret until I didn't work there anymore, basically. Fast forward, when I say I met some cool people, we got so close to where if it's 5 a.m., we all on these 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. shifts, we would text each other in the morning like, hey, are you on the way? You know, such, such, such. Because again, we're basically almost all females, except for like one or two males who used to work with us in the morning, right? Besides them, if males aren't there, it's really all females. So we would basically be 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to get into this mall. Getting into the mall 5 o'clock in the morning is no way. You have to go through the after hours exit. And here's where the problems start coming in. There was one particular morning, we were going on our way to work. The manager for shipment that day, she stayed about, I'm gonna say probably no more than 10 minutes away from the mall. She gets there no problem. I mean, she's already basically in the middle of downtown. Like, you know what's going on, except for everybody else who's traveling to downtown. I stay on the opposite side of town from downtown. This other girl, like, the girl who I got closer, she stayed further too. So we wouldn't know what's going on downtown until we get there. We all left basically almost the same time. We always leave at the house 3:30, 3:45, no later than, because we know like it's always something, like especially getting into the mall that early, it can always be something that'll cause you to be late. So again, we're on our way to work, and when I say they, I mean the city of Atlanta was having a whole marathon. They blocked off about 10, 15 exits. And guess what? One of the exits was for us to go to work. So guess who was late? Me and the other girl were late, and like at this point we don't know what to do but to keep going and passing up exits until we can find one to get off. It still wasn't nowhere near 5 o'clock for us to clock in, So what we went ahead and did, because I was texting her while I'm like, yo, like the exits is blocked off. Like, what the heck should we do? Like, we gonna be late. So we was all like, okay, well, let's text her, let's call her and tell her, you know, da. So we text her, right? And she was basically like,
well, y'all should have left on time to know, oh, you know, this was going on, da. Like, she was like, I didn't have no problem getting in.
Basically, I can't do anything about it. You guys are just gonna have to be late, and y'all are going to get like a mark. A mark meaning we gonna get a point, and we can't go over what, 7 points, I believe. You can't max out 7 points in a month unless you'll get fired. Whatever. So mind y'all, if you're late, I'm talking about late coming back from break, late coming to work. However, no call, no show. Even if you call off and you are sick, you still get a mark. Fast forwarding into my next dilemma. So on top of us not being telling her basically like it wasn't our fault being late, it was the city's fault, she didn't care. So that was basically our first, like one of the first marks. I believe, I know I had other marks, but it was for some crazy stuff. Next situation. On my way to work, made it there fine. Boom. At this point, pulling up, I'm seeing a line. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Why am I seeing a line of employees for different stores in the mall waiting at the little gate for security to come open? Y'all know those gates that look like the triangles, like that they gotta open, that they have like parts of the parking lots closed off, right? So it was locked, y'all. Like it was at least, it had to be 4:30, 4:45 when most people was getting there. And we're all sitting at this gate. Like it's a line of people right here, it's a line of people right here, and the gate is right here. So where's security? Nowhere to be found. Calling security, nowhere to be answered. Nothing. We all sitting there, and I'm pretty sure everybody was like, bro, like we are going to be late. Like we don't have the choice to be late. We're going to be late because security have not came around and opened the freaking gate. So here I go, texting the girl who I'm cool with. I'm like, yo, you would not believe this. I don't know if she was working that day or not, but I was like, yo, you would not believe this. Like, it's a long line. That's because security have not came to open the gate yet. So by the time security came around, we all getting out rushing. You know what I'm saying? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It was cold then. I don't know. It's just early in the morning. Like 5 o'clock in the morning, we rushing, going in, parking, you know, whatever. And then going to the back entrance, the after hours door. Mind y'all, from the after hours door to Victoria's Secret in this humongous mall. Y'all know which mall I'm talking about. I don't even gotta say too much. But from the after hours entrance to Victoria's Secret, that was a good 5-minute walk. And I'm gonna tell y'all walk because 5 o'clock in the morning, the escalators aren't turned on. Only thing is on is the freaking elevator. It's me plus like, who knows how many people trying to get in the mall. So if 5 people get on the elevator going up once, you gotta wait. So who gonna wait? Not me, because I'm gonna be late. So here I go, trying to get up the dang on escalator while it's not moving and going up, freaking basically speed walking to my job. Also, when you got to get to the job since 5 o'clock in the morning, the gates are still down. So if it's locked, you got to call somebody to come open it for you. That's still wasting time, right? Okay, cool. Then, not only do you got to wait on somebody to come open the thing, you have to walk all the way from the front of the store to the back of the store to go clock in. So since we are all running late, even the managers is running late, right? So tell me, if even the managers is running late, how did everybody still get a mark? Was it the system? Did nobody else go and clear that up to HR? I'm confused. Like, how did that still tally up to become one of somebody's marks? Like, I'm confused. Like, I can let that slide if I'm actually late. And that's why I'm telling y'all the truth. Like, I have been late probably Twice. And I'm not even kidding, but twice. Not everybody got a point for this, even though everybody was still freaking late because of mall security. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I was really flabbergasted. I'm like, wow, okay. Fast forward some more. I got sick probably sometime, I'm gonna say almost June, if not June, July. And I'm saying that because I know the seasons were changing, but I had flu symptoms. It was not what's going on now, y'all, because it just wasn't that. I mean, I can't say it wasn't that, who knows, but it wasn't that. But I definitely had flu symptoms. And if you're having flu symptoms, why would you go to work? Like, why would you go to work? Why? So I could give everybody else the flu? That is no. I barely like to step out or be around my family or just anybody if I'm sneezing. So I am not going to work where I have to be around customers and literally close. Mind y'all, we wasn't wearing masks then. So I was not going to work when I'm potentially gonna be sneezing and doing all type of stuff around customers. Like, that's really nasty. Like, that's disgusting. I wasn't feeling good. So I called out. I called out. I don't know what they told you, but I called out. Cool. I called out. I told them, I'm pretty sure I talked to the shipment manager. I'm sorry, I'm not. I called the shipment manager. I'm pretty sure I talked to her. She's the only one basically in the store at that time. Or I talked to, someone on the phone, another person who was supposed to relay the message. However, but I told them, can you please let them know, like, I won't be able to make it because I do not feel good. And this is early in the morning. Like, my body was aching, just all type of stuff. That's besides the point. The point is, I called, I told them I probably wasn't going to be coming into work for about 2 to 3 days because I need to go to the doctor. And, I would be happy to bring a note, which was no problem because I don't feel good. Like, I'm not finna lie. And I'm not in high school no more. I'm not finna lie, or middle school or whatever. I'm not finna lie and say I don't feel good. Even in high school, I did not lie and say I don't feel good. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be here, but I ain't gonna lie about it. Like, what? I did find, I think I found 2 people. One, the girl who I got close with, and then I think I found another person they gave my shit to. The other day, I just had to basically call out. Okay, boom, right? Fast forward. I was out for those couple days. I wasn't at work. All right. Whew, come back to work. Regular team. Girl, I'm on time. I feel better, rejuvenated. Coming in there, orange juice, watered, bottled down, ready to work, period. This is a 5 a.m. shift, y'all. 5 a.m. That morning when I got ready to go to work, I'm waking up 3 o'clock. Well, I probably woke up like 2:30. So I'm waking up 2:30, getting ready. So by 3:30, I'm dashing out the door and hitting downtown. I'm doing the dash. I'm doing 80, 85 because nobody's on the road at 5 o'clock in the morning. Basically, right? Cool. Make it to work. Let me put it out there. I'm not a morning person. So make it to work. Everything cool. The gates and stuff open this day, y'all. Like, easy breezy. Like, easy peasy getting. I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, come back to work. Everything cool, right? Get in there. Trying to clock in. It's not working. Like, it's not working. So I'm just like, well, maybe something wrong with the system. I don't know. I ain't never had this problem before, right? So I go over to the manager, the shipment manager for that morning, because it was no other manager in there. It was the store owner wasn't in there. The assistant manager wasn't in there. Like, nobody else was in there but the shipment manager. So I go over to the shipment manager. I was like, hey, like, I can't clock in. Like, I don't know what's going on. So she really, again, doesn't deal with the whole, I want to say, like, HR aspect. She honestly just was dealing with shipment. That's how I felt. Like, she was all about shipment, y'all. Like everything fast paced. You got to get it done by this. That was her. When I told her, hey, I can't clock in, she was just like,
oh, well, you know, maybe you'll have to wait until the other manager get here.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, no problem. Whatever. I didn't clock in. I still stayed at the store 5 to, I'm gonna say I went on break 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went on break at like 10:30, 11 the latest. And me and the girl, I think we went either to Chick-fil-A or we went to Starbucks or Corner Bakery, one of those. This lunch, right? Eating good breakfast, lunch. And chilling, just chilling, waiting for time to pass to go try to clock back in, because at this time, now another manager should be here. I'm trying to clock in. Ooh. So, I'm trying to clock in, like back in, like from lunch or whatever, still can't do it. So at this point, now I'm like, okay, like what's really going on? So I tell the shipment manager again. She was like, you know, try to call HR. Now, side note, the other managers, like I said, have made it there because it's after regular open hours. So they are there. But I didn't again think to go to them yet because I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. She told me to call HR. Let me call HR real quick. So y'all call HR. And when you talk to HR, I guess, like, they actually are your information, first name, last name, your like badge ID, not badge ID, but y'all know what I mean, like y'all employee ID number, blah 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 blah. I gave her that, and I noticed her tone started to change after I gave her all my information. Basically, what she proceeded to tell me was,
hey, did one of your managers ever speak to you?
I'm just like, no. About what? And they were basically like,
well, your ID is invalid.
So I'm like, what do you mean my ID is invalid? Like, I'm confused. So me not thinking nothing of it, I'm like, no, they haven't spoke with me about, you know, my ID or whatever being invalid. She was like,
is there a manager around right now? Yada yada.
Yada. So I'm like, it's no manager right now, but I can find one. She was like,
I need to talk to someone ASAP because they should have talked to you about you not being able to be in the store right now.
I'm like, can you explain to me like what's really going on? So she was like, basically,
you tally up enough marks and you fired.
Fired? How somebody that just came in at 5 o'clock to 12 at least and just came back from lunch break, how are you fired? How am I just finding out now I'm fired and I just came back from a lunch break? So I'm like, wow. So I'm like, nobody never told me, and then I'm like, well, I just worked half a shift. Like, I really don't understand. She was basically like,
yeah, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, like, you can't be in the store right now. You will have to go home, and I will call the store.
So mind y'all, I'm talking all of this in the break room, like in the break room in the back. Nobody's in there with me. I'm trying to figure it out. So she's basically telling me, like, you know, like, you fired, girl. Like, go home. Like, you're not supposed to be in my store. Like, go your butt home. I'm like, wow, okay. So yeah, at this point, I was very upset. Like, I was very upset because I've asked plenty of times, like, and I told people that I was sick for one. I called and told people. I did tell other co-workers as well. And I gave my shifts up to other people. And when I came in the next day, or, you know, whenever I came back to work, nobody ever said anything. I didn't get any phone calls while I was at home. However, I just never got any heads up. If I knew I was fired, do you think I would have went to work 5 o'clock in the morning? Do you? No. Pajon like to sleep. So I wouldn't have went to work 5 o'clock in the morning. Trust and believe me. After I got off the phone with HR, really I'm sitting in the back like, wow, like I'm really fired. Like I've never been fired for a job. So now I'm sitting here like, what the hell? So now, like, part of me, I got sad. I'm not gonna lie, which is why I was sitting there, because I'm like, wow, like I worked at a whole nother Victoria's Secret. I've never had any problems, like never. Come over here to supposedly the big sister of them all in the city, and this is how y'all do people. Like, that's really crazy. Part of me wants to spaz, but I'm like, I really don't feel like spazzing, especially like in a work environment. I just rather leave it alone. So what I did was gather my belongings from my locker quietly, y'all, quietly. I gathered my belongings from my locker. I gathered my food from my break. I text my close coworker and told her that, hey girl, I'm about to go home. And of course she was like, what? Like, why you about to go? Da 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 da. Like, what? Yeah, I gathered my stuff and I just clean walked out. I left, sat in my car. And I think the girl, my old coworker, I think she called me. So I'm just spazzing, kind of talking to her. And I think I texted my boyfriend too. And I told him, so I was telling her about it, and I'm just spazzing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I came to work half a day and nobody told me anything until I called HR. Nobody told me anything. Nobody. Everybody in there was I thought friendly enough to, like, you know, speak on certain things, but this is why I said they fell short with communication, because they never told anybody anything. Like, y'all never told somebody they were getting close to these certain points. I get you're grown, you're supposed to keep up with certain things, but some of the points I feel like I did not earn because of things happening outside the job. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like a lot of stuff wasn't relayed, and I feel like it was not fair. Like, I feel like it was not fair. I don't know if she went to tell them like what was going on, but I know I received a call from my actual ex Victoria's Secret store while I was still sitting in the parking lot, y'all. They had the nerve to call me after. So I'm sitting in the parking lot, heated. And I'm seeing this number like, I don't want to answer y'all just for y'all to finally tell me I'm fired. Like, what? So I answered, and I'm just sitting, trying to gather myself before I spaz out on the phone. So one of the managers was like, hey, they was like, I'm so sorry. Like, we really didn't know because of the store owner, whoever, I don't even know what to call her. She wasn't there at the moment, and she's the one who really, like, she's supposed to fire people, I guess, or whatever.
And I was like, we're still gonna pay you because you did work half a day. If you ever want to reapply, just know that this would be on your, I don't even know what to call it. Like, it just be basically like in your documents if you ever want to reapply to another Victoria's Secret that you got fired due to having too many marks.
Or however y'all want to call it. After that day, y'all, I drove out that parking lot. I just drove home. I was sitting in the car all the way home in traffic, not saying nothing, music blasting. I'm just driving like, bro, did this really just happen? Like, wow. Like, I can't believe I just got fired from Victoria's Secret. That's my story of how I got fired. Ever since then, your girl just never wanted to work for nobody else. Because working for yourself, can't nobody tell you if you late. Can't nobody tell you, oh, you get a mark for this. Oh, like, no, don't want to hear it. Don't care, whatever. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you guys want to see more story times, let me know below. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, because I will be always asking you guys what y'all want to see. I'm here for it all. So just let me know in the comments below as well. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.